So today we will going to study regarding geography and tourism of Saudi Arabia. Okay. So when we talk about Saudi Arabia, we know that this is the Middle East country, which is when you talk about Ayata area, it is in the Ayata area too. When you talk about continent, it falls in the Asian continent towards the west of uh, Asia. You're going to see this beautiful country, which is religiously very important. Okay, which has the very prominent religious destinations for the Islam called Mecca and Medina. Okay, you might have heard regarding these two cities, Mecca and Medina. Okay, you might have heard regarding the Hajj, Hajj pilgrimage of the Muslims. So that is they move towards the Mecca, guys. Okay, Mecca and Medina. That is once in a lifetime visit of the Islams. Okay, so, okay. The majorly when we talk about the tourism of Saudi Arabia, it is based on the pilgrimage tourism. Apart from the pilgrimage tourism, whatever the capital city we are having, Riyadh, that is very important city again, major tourist destination in terms of your whatever the business and leisure part, leisure tourism, whatever you say. Okay. And when you talk about the pilgrimage tourism, okay, 80 to 90% of the tourism, it is pilgrimage tourism. That is your Mecca and Medina. Yeah. Again, the basic travel information regarding this country, continent, as I told you, it is the Asia, and Ayata area, it is Ayata area 2. Then the capital city is Riyadh, and largest city of the Saudi Arabia, that is also the Riyadh. And when you come to the official language, that is the Arabic, and the currency is Saudi Riyal, and major cities Riyadh, Jeddah, Mecca, Medina, Daman. Okay, Dammam. Sorry, these are the major cities from your Saudi Arabia. And when you talk about the neighboring countries, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Oman, Yemen, these are the neighboring countries of Saudi Arabia. Again, when you talk about the population, around 3.5 crore population you will going to see in the Saudi Arabia. Out of that, again, 3.5, 80 to 90% of the people from Saudi Arabia, they live in the cities. Okay. And GMT, it is +3. Okay, +3, and our India's GMT is +5:30. It means they are 2.5 hours behind our India. Okay. And longitude wise, it is in the eastern hemisphere, so 34 degree, okay, 56 minute to the east, and latitude wise, it is in the northern hemisphere. It falls in the northern hemisphere, and the latitude is 16 degree 33 minutes. And the visa, prior visa, we need to apply as a Indian citizens when you want to visit this Saudi Arabia. And when you talk about the geography, again, the neighboring countries, and with the map, okay, Saudi Arabia, it's a Western Asian country. Okay, Western Asian country, and this Saudi Arabia, it's a homeland of the Arab civilization. Okay, and the Islamic faith. As I told you, why we are talking about again Islamic faith? It is because of this is the country where uh, the birth of Semitic religions. You can see Semitic. When I talk about Semitic religions, these are what I can say, the Christians and Christianity and the Islam. Okay, which they have born in the Middle East region. Okay, so those two regions are called as Semitic regions, and our religions like Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, all those are Indic religions. Okay, so this Middle East part, it is the birthplace of your Semitic religions. So that is the uh, world's second largest religion, whatever we are having today, that is the Islam. The birthplace of the Islam is Saudi Arabia, because this is the place where the Prophet Muhammad Paigambar has took born. Okay, so he is the founder of Islam, guys. Okay, Saudi Arabia. Okay, so it is the country which is ruled by the kings. Okay, not by any constitution or the parliament. And Saudi Arabia, it is bordered by uh, Jordan and Iraq to the north, and Kuwait to the northeast, Qatar, Bahrain, and United Arab Emirates to the eastern side, Oman to the southeast. Here you can see, and towards the south, Oman to the southeast, and towards the south, Yemen. Yemen is the southern country of your Saudi Arabia. Again, when you talk about this, whatever we have in the Saudi Arabia, it is the desert. Okay, majority of the 80 to 90% of the land is covered with the desert. Okay, and it is separated from Egypt and Israel by the Gulf of Aqaba, and it is the country with both Red Sea and Red Sea coast and Persian Gulf coast. Okay, the most of its terrain consists of your desert and lowland and mountains. Okay, so this is again the world's second largest religion, that is Islam, has emerged in this country, and yeah, it doesn't has any permanent river in this country. As I told you, majority of this land area which falls in the Saudi Arabia, that is the desert land. Then when you talk about the tourism, as I already told you guys, okay, the major tourism earning which comes to the Saudi Arabia, it is because of the Mecca and Medina, okay, where Kaaba in the Mecca, there is a Kaaba, okay, where uh, the all the Islam community people who lives in the throughout the world, they wanted to visit once in their lifetime. Okay, so that is the Kaaba. Okay, the Hajj, whatever we say. Okay, so that attracts a number of tourists, and you will going to see the leisure tourism too because of their Riyadh city. Okay, and when you talk about the major tourist attractions, as I already told you, Mecca and Medina are the uh, religious sites, and Al Hababa, it's a heritage site. Kingdom Tower, as I told you, Riyadh. Okay, in Riyadh, this Kingdom Tower is the major tower. Okay, which is the major icon of Riyadh city, and in the Jeddah, as I told you, Jeddah, it is also a major tourism destination from Saudi Arabia. In that, you will going to see a water fountain. Okay, so this King's, okay, King Fahad water mountain, few of the record they say. Okay, King's Fountain or Kingdom Tower, Al Hababa heritage site, and Mecca and Medina are the religious site. These are the major tourism destinations of your Saudi Arabia. Okay. So just what I'll do, we will go in depth regarding this Mecca, Medina, and Al Hababa. When you talk about the Mecca, again, as you can see here, Mecca, it is the birthplace of Muhammad Paigamba, Prophet Muhammad Paigamba, who is the founder of Islam religion, and Mecca, okay, the whatever the Kaaba you will going to see here, Kaaba and the worship place, that initially it has built by the Muhammad Paigamba. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, n number of people they want to visit once in their lifetime towards this Makkah. Again, so when you talk about the life of Muhammad Paigambar, guys, okay, he born in the Saudi Arabia in the place called Mecca, and in the initial, in the childhood itself, he lost his parents. Okay, and he uh, later words he worked as the shepherd. Okay, shepherd he has worked, and later words he has become a businessman, and he went to the different cities for the business. When he was in his business expedition, he met with Khadija. Okay, she was a widow. Okay, and she was a rich businessman. She has seen the honesty of this Muhammad towards his business. By seeing his honesty, she has recruited him, uh, and finally she has married to the Muhammad. Again, what happened later words, again they have given birth to the two children. Later words, again uh, he uh, he has started to study the religions, and finally he sat on the hill and he has meditated. Finally he got enlightenment, and uh, he found the remedies to the whatever problems of that religion, that region, and finally he has started to spread that whatever the knowledge he gained throughout their throughout his meditation. Okay, and Yeah, so again, that's the reason. Okay, now later words again, the religion which has born in the Saudi Arabia, it has spread to the world, and today it has grown in a such a way that the Islam, that is the second largest religion in the world, which is there. Okay, so that is about your Mecca. Okay, so if you want to study again in depth regarding this Islam and the life of Muhammad Paigambar, I have made one video in my YouTube channel. You can go through there and you can study. That's I think 20-30 minutes video. You can go through with that. In that teachings of Muhammad Paigambar and the rituals of Islam, everything I have added. Okay, I don't want to cover in this again. Okay, so next attraction is Medina. Okay, it is also a religious site again here. When this Hijra has happened in the life of Muhammad Paigambar, when I talk about again Hijra, it is the movement of Muhammad Paigambar from Mecca to Medina. Okay, so when he has started to give the lectures, when he started to give the good thoughts, spread the good thoughts to the people, then the people of Mecca, they have opposed to that. So he left. Okay, he left Mecca and he moved towards the Medina, and Medina people, they have welcomed him like anything, and they have started to respect Muhammad Paigambar, and they have adapted all the rituals and uh, good thoughts given by the Muhammad. So laterwards again he has moved back to the Mecca. Okay, so that is there. But the initially when he left Mecca and when he moved towards the Medina, that movement is called the Hijra in the Islamic literature. Okay, so that again when he moved to the Medina, again he needed a place to worship. Okay, so Muhammad Paigambar always he said that okay, there is only single God, that is the Allah. Okay, so he to pray to the Allah, a single prayer is enough to impress the God. Okay, you need not to uh, put a money and that kind of a thing to impress your God. Just if you do the prayers, that is the that will be the loved by the God. He said many a times. Okay, so to pray to the God, he has again built a masjid in Medina also. That masjid is also now a religious site for the Islam community. That is Mecca and Medina are the prominent religious site from there. And Mecca is the largest what I can say, largest mosque in the world, and Medina is the second largest. And next one is next attraction which I have added from the Saudi Arabia is Al Habala. Okay, when you talk about the Al Habala, it is the what I can say. Uh, Somewhere they call it as the hanging village because it is located at the hilltop, and it is the present day. If you want to see the heritage site of the Saudi Arabia, you can visit to this old village, and you can see the beauty of this. Okay, then next one is the Kingdom Tower from the Riyadh city. As I told you, Riyadh, it is the largest and capital city of your Saudi Arabia. So this Kingdom's Tower, it is the 99 storied building. Okay, and construction completed in the 2002, and this is the third tallest building with a hole, guys. Okay, with a hole. Okay, it is not third tallest in the height, but with the third tallest building with a hole. Okay, at the top you can see the hole. Okay, to add the beauty, they have done this. Okay, and so this is the third. Okay, first and second you will going to see in the China and Taiwan. Okay, so this Kingdom Tower, it has its shopping mall, it has the offices, it has the hotel and luxury apartments. That's it. So again, the last attraction is King's Fountain, which is at the Jeddah, which is the Saudi Arabia city. Okay, so King Fahd, okay, he has donated this water fountain to the Jeddah city. So that's the reason. Okay, sometimes they call this King's Fountain as the King Fahd mountain fountain. Sorry. So this the construction has been done between 1980s to 1983, and they have inaugurated on 1985. Okay, so there are different records you will get with the height of this mountain. Okay, so in few of the records you will get it the height as there 8 53 feet. In few of the records, you will get the height is 1024 feet, okay, which is in the Red Sea. And whatever the height, okay, you take 853 feet or 1024, that both that is the world's tall, that makes the world's tallest water fountain, okay. And so this is the water fountain which is made up of the salty water, okay. And in the evening you will going to see n number of colorful spotlights in this area, so which attracts again add on beauty to this water fountain. So this is what the Saudi Arabia's tourism and geography has. Any doubts you are having, then we can clear on that, or we can discuss with that. So when we are talking about Saudi Arabia, keep in mind it is mainly because of religious tourism, guys. Mainly because of religious tourism, mainly because of Mecca and Medina. Keep in mind, okay, Mecca and Medina. And after that, yeah, Riyadh city you have to remember, which is major tourist destination. And Saudi Arabia, it is also a oil exporting country, guys. Okay, and it has 82%, 80 to 90%, 80% around. It has the desert in it. Guys, any doubts you are having?
No, sir.
Are you with me?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you answer quickly few these for these questions?
Riyadh.
Capital city?
Riyadh.
Fast. Riyadh. Currency?
Don't know, sir.
Just see in the image. I have added, right? Riyal. Saudi Riyal is the currency. Okay, just keep in mind, okay, here is the new thing which I have not discussed. Okay, as I told you, okay, as I told you, this Saudi Arabia is also oil exporting country. These oil exporting countries from the Middle East, they have made one organization. That organization name is OPEC. Okay, OPEC, that stand for Organization for Petroleum Exporting Countries, sorry. Okay, organization for yeah, so this is first, okay, organization for petroleum exporting countries, okay. So that you have to remember, and this is also one of the strongest uh, organization from the world, okay, OPEC, okay, Organization for Petroleum Exporting Countries. That is the A is the answer for this, and this is the logo of your OPEC organization. Where is Masjid Al Haram? Okay, that is the Makkah. Okay, Makkah, Masjid Al Haram, they say. And world's tallest water fountain, it is
King's Fahid Mountain.
King Fahad's mountain. Okay, why that is Fahad again? Because the king Fahad, he has gifted this to the Jeddah city. Okay, because again we know that the Saudi Arabia, it is ruled by the kings. It is not ruled by the any constitution or any ministers. Okay, so this is ruled by the kings. Okay, so King Fahad, he has the gifted this to the Jeddah city. That's the reason they have kept the name as King Fahad's mountain. Okay, so that is the world tallest water fountain. So thank you, guys. Thank you. No doubts, then we will complete this class, guys. We'll put a full stop to this.
Yes,
No
sir.
doubts?
No doubt.
Okay.
No,
then
sir.
can you share me the attendance screenshot? Can anyone? Say yes, anyone? Nirali, Akhila, Harsha.
Okay, sir.
Have taken screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you. See you next class. Okay. Till then, take care.
Yes, sir.